it would hurt to know if you ever were.
Welcome back to BEYPER.View. This is episode 14. Today we have Trent from CTRL ALT DESIGN in the house with us. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good, man. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you here, mate.
Yeah,
How's this setting?
We're in beautiful, sunny Newcastle.
Yeah, mind the birds. It's a bit noisy. If they get chirping, we might have to do something about it, but should be all right.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go.
No dramas. Thanks for making the trip up.
No
Appreciate
worries.
it.
How's that microphone?
Yeah, good.
You
Sounds
can
good.
hear yourself good?
Yep.
Beautiful.
I think we are on.
How's your drive this morning?
Yeah, not bad. I was a bit concerned.
When it
obviously.
started raining?
Yeah, it started raining
Yeah?
and yeah, I was getting a bit worried, but we're good.
We'll be all right.
We're all good here now.
Or if it rains on us now, we might be in a bit of trouble. I should have put the awning out, but
It's all right.
the wind will probably blow it away here.
That's all good. It's all good. Take it as it comes, mate.
That's it. That's all we can do. Cross the bridges when we get there, eh?
That's it.
Let's jump into first question.
Yep.
And then we'll get the ball rolling, eh?
Shoot it.
So, what is CTRL ALT DESIGN? What do you do? And how did you get here? What were those steps that you took to put yourself in this position?
Okay, big question to start.
It is. You can elaborate as much or as little as you want.
So CTRL ALT DESIGN is a boutique web design agency. So we specialize in just WordPress websites mainly for small to medium sized businesses. So we've got the joy, I guess, of being able to work with clients worldwide. I guess so. We haven't reached that far yet, but it is a plan for us.
Stepping stone.
But yeah, I mean, how we got here. I left school, finished my HSC, and I never really thought I would go down this path at all. I started working with my mum. We ran a warehouse training facility in St. Mary's in New South Wales, and that was really successful while we had it. And I left school, man. I got my forklift license. And
Do the warehouse thing for a little bit.
yeah, I did the warehouse thing for a little bit, try and figure out what I want to do.
Yep.
And lucky enough, we had that training facility, so I got pushed into a training and assessment role pretty quickly from my mum.
Yep.
And I appreciate that, man. It gave me so much perspective, I guess, on life and the different...
Opened your eyes to how things work and...
Yeah, the different levels and different phases that people go through their lives.
Yep.
I mean, I at one stage was one of the country's youngest forklift trainers.
Wow.
So I was 18 and teaching, 45-year-old dudes how to
How
get
to
their
drive a
license.
forklift. Yeah, wow.
So yeah, I've always been pretty book smart in
Yep.
that sense, and I love teaching. I love offloading information and whatnot. So that's where I started, and then throughout that process, I kind of started getting over training.
Yep.
And
Telling people how to do something.
yeah, I mean, it's so repetitive, man. Like every day is the same thing.
Yep.
Like you go out, you do your checklist, you
And
you
you go.
answer a couple questions,
That's
you
right.
you watch people drive forklifts, so
Yep.
around in circles. So
Some
yeah,
very
I
good,
kind
some
of-
very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There was some
That's
sketchy moments.
That's a whole nother question, that one.
But yeah, I mean, from that we moved into. I sat down with my mum and I said, "Look, I probably don't want to do this.
Yep.
Is there kind of a different avenue we can go down without me leaving? Because I wanted to be part of the family business.
Yep.
I wanted to see it grow and whatnot. So
Just do another role within the
yeah,
business.
so I jumped in and she threw me in the deep end and pretty much gave me a management role straight up.
Wow. Here
so,
you go.
yeah.
Have fun.
Here's 6 trainers to look after.
Yeah, wow.
You're coming to me with sales meetings and compliance meetings
In the
and stuff
thick of
like
it.
that. So we jumped into that, and throughout that, I took a very heavy marketing role as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of found myself jumping in doing graphic design and pretty much anywhere I could put a banner with a design on, I'd do it, and she'd let me do it, which was cool.
Beautiful.
So that's kind of where I started venturing into graphic design.
Yep.
And then from there, obviously it eventuated, and it was I was
Snowball.
always one of those people that wanted to take things on. So I'd rather try and learn it myself than pay someone to do it.
Definitely.
So
I can relate to that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's sort of, we stumbled across a couple of issues with our website, and I was like, nah, I got this. Like,
I'll fix it.
I'll jump
Sort
in.
it
I'll
out.
stay back 3 hours after work, and
Yep. And
I'll
get it
play
done.
around with it. Yeah.
Yep.
And started playing around with it and really enjoyed it. So I really
Nice.
enjoyed the idea of doing a design and bringing it
Bring it to
to
life.
life.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I stumbled into web design, I guess.
Nice.
And then 2017, I kind of drew the line. I was like, Mum, I'm out.
Had enough.
Yeah, I'm doing my own thing. So jumped in. No, I don't actually have any formal training as such when it comes to graphic and web design. So it's one of those industries, like, your portfolio says a lot.
Yeah,
So-
definitely.
So yeah, we went down that path. I registered the business in March 2017,
Okay.
and just started,
Just
hammering
started doing
doors
stuff.
and
Yeah.
talking to people, man,
Beautiful.
trying to get involved. So
The
our
process
first,
I'm doing right now.
hey,
The process I'm doing right now.
exactly, man. You got to start somewhere.
You're just a lot further down the track than I am. We'll get there.
Stepping stones again.
We'll get
man.
there. We'll get there. We're on the way.
It hasn't been easy.
No,
Like,
definitely not.
we're going on 4 years now, and it's
Nice.
a
Been a journey.
I'm only just starting to make bank. Like,
Yeah.
I'm starting to make wages. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
sort
like
of
that, hey.
yeah.
People don't understand how hard it is.
Exactly, man. Like, people that are looking, I would never turn people away from starting a business,
Yep.
but you have to be ready, man. Like,
You got to give him that
mentally.
warning. Like, are you sure this is something you want to do?
Yeah,
Because
because
if it's not, you're going to find out real quick.
I mean, I was working 2 jobs up until probably mid last year.
Yeah.
So I was actually doing oversized escorting of a night
nice.
time.
Yeah. Good money.
Good money, and it was a chance for me to earn an income without affecting my daily routine.
Yep.
It just affected the amount of sleep that I got.
Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of that's where I've gone through.
Yep.
I've always done that second job until end of financial year last year,
Yep.
and then I drew the line. And I was like,
Just
all right,
making it any means possible.
yeah, exactly, man.
Yep.
You got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
I was a bit dumb when I was younger. I got loans and I got stupid shit, and I'm
You learn
sort of
from that,
still
though.
paying for it.
Yeah.
So
Yep. You learn from that, though.
exactly, man. And if working 2 jobs meant that I could pay those bills and I could, start from fresh again,
Let's
then
go.
that's what we're doing.
100%. 100%. How's that escorting stuff at night?
Yeah, it was good. It was interesting.
It's different, hey?
Saw some cool shit.
Yeah.
I was probably not the smartest. I was doing it in a V8 Ute. So,
Yeah.
so
Doing a wage of every night in petrol, driving the thing
yeah.
around.
Dude, it was really good, but I had to draw the line with that as well because
Yep.
it was getting sketchy. Like,
Yep.
I was working 12 hours throughout the day,
And then go and drive through the night.
driving throughout the night, and
Yep.
sometimes I'm doing like Sydney to Muswellbrook with a
wow.
scraper. So
Yeah.
that's like, it's
a
a
big night.
4-hour trip there,
Yeah, that's right.
and then you got to turn around and come back. So
You have a shower and then go back to work.
exactly.
That's
So
all you're doing.
I was literally bouncing off the bed and going back to
Yeah, wow.
So it got to a stage where I sort of had a micro sleep and it woke me up, and I
Yep.
was like, nah, this is it.
Opens your eyes to what
You
what
don't
can happen.
You don't realize how tired you get, man.
That's right.
And then you don't realize until it's too late. So
There was just rattling about micro sleeps. This is an experience that I had with my wife when we picked up the van.
yeah,
As we were talking about before, I only got it last January. We got it from Brisbane, drove up to Brisbane, picked this up, drove back.
yeah,
Like, all within like 20 hours. It was just drive up there Friday night, walk back Saturday night. It was just non-stop. And I fell asleep. But she was telling me, she's like, we need to, this is like 3:30 in the morning. Been up since like the Friday, the day before, because I'd worked 12 hours before we drove up there.
silly, right?
Yeah, and she's like, we need to pull up somewhere. I'm like, all right, I'll pull up at the next rest stop, the next park and bay, anything, we'll pull up. And I want to say it was probably not even 5 minutes later. Hey, I remember like a tug on my shirt, and it was like brought me to life, because I fell asleep.
Before you know it, you're over the sideline
Man,
and you're.
I didn't even
in
have
the
that
back.
chance because
Yeah.
Emma said she was my wife. She's sitting there watching me just slowly go, and that's why she's just watched my head just drop, and she's just like, "Wake up!" And then she was like, I just ended up pulling over on the side of the road, jumped in the back, went to sleep. I was like, I can't do that,
Yeah.
because if that happens again, I'm like I'm not risking it.
It's not worth
Not
it.
risking
man.
it.
It's not worth it at all.
Even now in the truck, some mornings driving down the highway, get that little bit tired. Like I could feel myself yawn, eyes getting itchy, just eyes getting heavy. I'm just going to pull over and grab a coffee.
Yeah.
Or pull over for 15 minutes, get out, have a walk around, stretch,
Yeah.
get the blood
100%.
flowing again. Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
scary, man.
So I had to
It wakes you up.
actually Joel that you had on the podcast.
Yep.
Last episode, he kind of realized that while I was doing it actually.
Yeah, right.
And kind of was a genuine dude and offered me a position at Killer.
Yeah, right.
Because of it. He seen me working all night, busting my ass, and he actually
Putting those hard yards in.
low key opened a position for me at
nice.
Killer, which was awesome, and I'm so appreciative of it. But yeah, that was a game changer, man. Like
Yeah.
to be able to get off the road of a night time, actually
Yep.
have a decent
Yeah.
sleep, and
That in itself's a game changer for you.
you don't realize how much you need sleep.
Yeah.
I sit on my ass in front of a computer probably 12 to 14 hours a day. So
And that's hard in itself, but hey.
yeah, it's just mentally draining.
Yep.
Man. And you reach the point, like, I struggle now still with being able to switch off before bed.
Yep.
I'll lay in bed for a good hour or so
Yeah,
before I can actually fall asleep.
go to sleep, yeah. Yep.
And that's without a phone or anything, man.
It's just your brain winding
The
down.
brain's just ticking
Yep.
all the time, man.
Yep.
So it's yeah. Any business owner would know
Knows,
that.
100%.
So, yeah.
It's crazy though, because even the computer it doesn't kill you, but it's the effect that it does have on your brain activity is crazy. Because I can sit in the truck all day, like, yeah, you get tired because you doing the pilot stuff, like, you know what it's like driving. Like,
Yeah,
it does
yeah.
gets a bit strenuous just on the mind because you're not doing anything, so you get tired and
Exactly.
whatever. It's just crap at the end of the day. But what do you do? But getting home after driving for 12 hours and then sitting on the computer for another 4 or 5 and then go try and lay in bed, it's same thing. Like,
Same thing, man. Yeah.
eyes wide open staring at the roof. It's just like, I've got to be awake in 4 hours to go back to work. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, it gets a bit full on.
Yeah, the last 4 years have been like that. So that's a big goal of mine this year, is to try and set, decent work
Try and
hours where I can
Cut it back a little bit.
Yeah, I went out and bought a mountain bike so I could,
Enjoy yourself.
draw the line at 5 o'clock and go for a mountain
Go
bike
for a
ride
ride.
every hour. So
Definitely.
it's sort of I didn't have that thing to get me
to
out of the house
to
and-
escape,
yeah,
to get away.
exactly. So-
Not that it's an escape, but just to separate it a little bit.
Yeah, our team works remotely, so
Mhm.
all of us are at home.
Yep.
We have Zoom meetings and whatnot.
Nice.
We catch up every now and then, but yeah, there's nothing to separate work from home.
Well,
So-
once you stop, you're still at home.
Exactly. So
Get on the bike, go for a ride.
yeah,
break
it just
up a
breaks
bit.
up, and I know like once I get home from that, I am toasted,
Yeah,
and
time to lay down on the lounge
I'm
or
chilling out
straight
for
to
the
bed.
arvo, man.
Yep. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So that was a massive kind of goal of mine this
Yep.
year.
It's good that you're proactive, I guess, in that search to disconnect a little bit,
Yeah.
because like you're saying at the start, you're hammer and tongs, you're non-stop, flat out.
And you need to.
But some people don't stop. They might do that for 10, 15 years and then burn themselves out, where they could have taken that little break, and just helps you out along the way.
Burnout is real, man.
Yeah.
Like, it is real.
I've seen it happen to a few people.
Yeah. I've struggled with it, like, mildly. Doing the night job and whatnot. It was tough, man.
Yeah, it would be.
So you really need,
Sleep.
you really
Number
need
one.
to
It's the
put an
number
emphasis on that, yeah.
Yeah. Can't stress that enough. But you need to be rested though, because otherwise, if you're only getting a couple of hours sleep a night and then you're back on the computer for 10 or 12 hours, like, your brain's not there. Like, you could do that amount of work in probably 4 hours, but it's
Exactly.
taking you a full day because your brain's not there. You're all over the place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man. yeah, there's being productive and being at work, right?
Yeah, that's right. You're just there because you're there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'd much rather grab that 8 hours sleep now.
Definitely.
And
Well,
smash that work.
it's gonna benefit you so much more
Yeah.
the next day. You can get so much more done.
Yeah, I'm a big believer of starting the day off right as well. So
Yep.
I try and, obviously, I moved up to Newcastle January last year.
Yep.
And yeah, a big part of that was the lifestyle change. So
Yep.
I was in Sydney. I felt like I was in the grind non-stop. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't get away from
It's
it.
like that.
Yeah, it's like Sydney's like a rain cloud, right? Like you drive as
Once
soon as you
get
hit that freeway.
there, yeah,
it's gone.
When you talk about that, Sydney being a rain cloud, driving up and down the highway, as soon as I'm off the M7 and I'm past like Casula, going south, it is like floating on a cloud.
It's
Just
like the weight's lifted,
stress-free.
right?
It's just stress free. Go down to Marulan, come
Yeah.
back. As soon as I get onto the M7 or the M4, I can literally feel my heart start to beat faster. Like it's like anxiety overload.
I'm sure
Just waiting for an accident. Someone cut you off. It's just people are bananas there. It's mental.
I'm sure the average lifespan is much longer outside of Sydney.
I agree with you.
Um,
Probably 20 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So that was like moving up to Newcastle. Obviously, I try and get out and catch a sunrise every morning. And,
Nice.
You know, I've got a.
That's living.
Oh, dude, I'm lucky enough in a sense as well. I can really work from anywhere. So.
Yep.
I strap my laptop bag over my shoulder and away I go.
You go.
So I'll do a walk along
Nice.
the beach of a morning sort of
Nice.
thing, and then that sets the day right.
Yep.
So,
And you can just pull up at a bench and chill out for an hour and do some work for an hour and then walk on.
which is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad.
That's sort of probably another reason what drove me into web design.
Yep.
Is it something I had big
Very
plans?
mobile.
Yeah, I had big plans in 2018. I was pretty much set to move to London for
Yeah,
a little
wow.
bit. I wanted to kind of
That would have
London's
been an experience.
Yeah, London's the creative hub, I guess, of the world.
Yep.
So it's sort of I just wanted to get over there and experience it, man. I wanted
Definitely.
to be
Yeah.
that dude at
Yep.
Starbucks working on
Yeah.
his laptop.
100%.
But yeah, unfortunately, obviously, COVID and whatnot,
Destroyed a lot of plans, hey?
I had to push it back. Obviously, starting a business fresh, it was sort
Yep.
of a big gamble. So I pushed
Definitely.
it back a couple of years, and then COVID hit. So
Hey, when you finally decide it's time, if it ever, when it happens, just if on the years, depends what happens with this COVID stuff and traveling overseas. Hopefully it, thins out soon.
yeah, it's
So
still
that becomes an actual viable possibility.
yeah, it's
Because
still-
that'd be mad. The business is then a lot more established.
Yeah.
So making that transition would be so much easier.
Exactly, man. Like if I've got workflow coming through, like consistent work coming through Australia,
Yep.
it'd be awesome, man. I'm more than
yeah.
happy to stay awake
Yeah.
of a night time and talk to my Australian clients. Like
Definitely.
that's fine, but
Yep.
it's just getting that experience, man.
That's right.
The job allows me to travel, which is awesome.
100%.
So,
And you can't beat that travel
yeah,
anywhere. It's just that experience going to a different place, because it's like starting a business. It's just that unknown. You've got to meet people. You've got to learn different things, and it's a big list of things, but it's awesome.
yeah.
It's
no,
just a good experience.
yeah. Like I mean,
And London, that'd be mad.
I went over to Europe with my ex-partner.
Yep.
We did a Kentucky, and it
Nice.
was unreal, man. Like,
You're like, I can live here.
I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't live there full time, but like for long term. But it's
Definitely
just
spend
cool.
time there.
It'd be cool to get that London city vibe. I
Nice.
think.
For a couple of years.
Yeah, even 6 to 12 months, I reckon.
Fuck
would be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely hands down my favorite place.
That'd be mad.
So,
That'd be awesome. London.
have you been overseas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in New Zealand for
Oh, that's
nearly
right.
2 years.
Yep.
Nearly 2 years I lived over there for.
Yep.
Moved over there in 2016.
Yep.
Mid 2016 I moved over there.
Yep.
Was there for a couple of years and then come back.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good.
Just NZ.
Yeah, just NZ.
Yeah.
But that was North Island.
Yep.
So we were about 3 hours, I want to say, kind of south east from Auckland. We're on the east coast. Hey, fucking beautiful place over there. Getting a bit windy.
It's getting a little windy.
It was beautiful over there. And then 2000, I think it was 2019 as well. Actually, me and my now wife went to the South Island to Queenstown, go snowboarding, and
Yeah.
spent 10 days there. We landed in Christchurch, got a hire car, drove down to Queenstown. So it was like a mad 10-day mission. It was mad. Went
sick.
snowboarding, went heliboarding, up in the mount. Like,
What more
Just-
can you ask for 10 days, right?
oh, it was next level. If we could do that, well, I don't think that's sustainable as a lifestyle. Well, you'd be an action sports star to some degree if you were doing that.
Yeah.
But that is just on another level. Just the country over there is mad. It's literally like being here, like 10 to 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what I got explained to me before I moved over there, and then about 6 months into living there, I'm like, I can see it.
Just behind the times a little bit.
Yeah, just that little bit. I wouldn't say behind the times. It's just like, just the mainstream stuff just isn't there.
Yeah.
So it's just life's just so much more enjoyable.
It's sort of
so
like-
much more laid back, stress free. Like
Yeah.
it's there. The stress is there if you want to have that fast paced job or have that lifestyle. But
Yeah.
yeah, you don't go and live near the beach to be stressed all the time, do you?
That's it, man. That's it.
It's why did you come up here? You come up
That's
here to
exactly
get away
right.
from
Like,
it. And that's the whole country over there. Just
Yeah.
chill.
yeah,
it's
that's
awesome.
mad.
Best vibes over there.
I do want to get over there.
Go to the South Island. Go to Queenstown.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go during the snow season, they do all the mountain biking, everything there
Yeah.
at all the ski resorts, just like they do here,
Yep, yep.
Threadbow and all that. So
Yeah. Mountain biking over there is nuts.
bananas.
Yeah.
There's a gondola you get on at Queenstown, takes you up to the top of the I can't remember the name of the mountain there. There's a big gondola ride, takes you up to the top of the mountain. They got like the little carts you sit on and race around at the top of the mountain there.
Yep.
But there is downhill tracks from there all the way down, and it
Yeah.
is like going up the gondola, looking down, watching these guys. It looks like X Games shit the whole way down.
It's
Like,
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
That's mad.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It's definitely on the bucket list. For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Once we can travel.
Once we can travel, yeah, definitely. Let's jump into question number 2 for you, Trent.
Yeah.
So this is more, I guess, on a business side of thing.
Yeah.
So how important is it for you to have clients that push your skills
Yeah.
and ultimately challenge what you do, like so you can push yourself and advance and
And keep
ultimately
growing.
help get you towards like the goals that you have.
Yeah.
Those I guess some customers could be painful to a degree because they want things a certain way.
Yeah. Definitely.
But
man.
then
Like,
but then you would also have clients that just give you the creative control. They're like, man,
they're a bit blasé.
go
about it all,
bananas,
Yeah.
and I'll love it.
Yeah, so I love both clients really. Like, we do get a lot of the second one where
Yep.
it's just like, oh, dude, I don't know what I want. Just,
Just make something mad.
make something mad
Yep.
and make sure it works.
Yep.
At the end of the day, like,
No
there's
dramas.
no point having a website if it doesn't
Doesn't work.
So, but yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of projects where I've been a bit iffy. I'm like, oh, do we want to take it on? Like, it's a bit big.
Yep.
And there's a couple of different functions and stuff we haven't done yet and whatnot. But
Yep. Bit of a challenge.
you better believe I'm signing up for it, man. If that means that I'm doing an extra 10 hours unpaid on that project, I'm doing it, man. It's the opportunity to learn. And
The reward that can come from from learning something new, going through that
exactly,
bit of
yeah.
a push.
It's being in a tech industry, it's always changing.
Yep.
Like always changing.
Overnight, hey.
Like WordPress itself as a platform
Yep.
updates, every month.
Yeah, wow.
Sort of thing. So you've got to stay on top of, updating. Otherwise your site's potentially going to crash.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
it's sort of we're always on the ball trying to be one step ahead.
Yep.
So it gets a bit hard sometimes, but you've got to keep growing. I think
Definitely.
it's super, to answer the question, it's super important
Yeah.
for
To
us.
have that push, have that challenge for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're not gonna.
You're not going to take the easy jobs.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Whilst the easy jobs are good and they pay the bills and whatnot.
Yep. There's no like end goal growth.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be just building websites
Just
standard
building
level
websites, that's
websites
right.
for the rest of my life. Like
Yep.
that's not what I want. I want to be, as an agency, dealing with those bigger corporates and stuff like
Definitely.
that. And with that comes, a fine line of detail. So
Yep. And you need to be on your game with that
exactly.
every time,
Yeah.
and
so-
pushing the boundaries.
exactly. Yeah.
So you get that one client, like you're saying, I'm going to do that extra 10 hours because I'm going to do that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then some other big business might go, well, fuck, like this guy puts the work in, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
he's like, well, how about you do this for us?
yeah.
And
yeah.
then it just snowballs.
Yeah, it was like we just finished up a project and it was a very strict deadline.
Yep.
And I love those jobs.
Yeah.
It puts
Puts
you
the
in
pressure
the zone.
on.
It puts you in the zone and it puts pressure on. And
Yep.
and I feel like as an individual, I deal with pressure pretty well.
Definitely.
Like
Can relate.
yeah, not trying to be cocky or anything,
Yep.
but I mean it's something that personally, from the training background, I think that stems from.
Yep.
It's a high
It's a motivator.
intensity kind of situation. So it's sort of that last project was a 4-week turnaround
Wow.
on probably one of the biggest sites we've built.
Wow.
So
Non-stop.
Yeah, it was
It
non-stop.
would have been non-stop.
It was cool though. Like great customer. Great people to work with. So it was really important to have those types of clients, I think.
You need to. Just for the development of yourself,
Yeah.
to push and to do those new things and tackle those obstacles.
That's not to say every new client comes in and goes, "Hey, I've got a deadline in 2 weeks."
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
That's not going to
Hey, I
happen.
want a website and I want it yesterday.
Yeah. I think a lot of people underestimate the work that goes into
Definitely.
a website. You would know building an online store of your own.
Yeah.
Um,
If you've looked at it, you probably cringe. You're like, what's this guy doing?
It's actually pretty deep. I bought a shirt from the other day.
Yeah, I
It was
know. Well,
perfect.
that's what I was
Yeah.
asking you. I'm like, how'd you go?
Yeah.
Did it,
the
everything
whole
works, everything's fine, the process is good.
process is good. You use Shopify, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Shopify's checkout is hands down one
It's
of the
good.
best.
Yeah. It's just the website to get to the checkout.
Yeah, and like I might be speaking a bit of different lingo, but Shopify uses different languages like of coding and
Then
stuff like
WordPress
that.
and that. Yeah.
So it's very it's a niche kind of market.
Yep.
We do a little bit of Shopify,
Okay.
but we tend to avoid it.
I don't know a lot. I like usually Google or YouTube. I'm like, I want to change this. What code? Like, I can't change it within Shopify.
Yeah.
Because it's limited options, and I'm not paying however many hundreds of dollars for a theme when I
Yeah.
can just change the code of the one I got and have what I want.
Exactly.
So I have changed a bit,
yeah.
but then to get that done, that's noisy. Hey,
That is
helicopter,
Very noisy.
shark patrol.
Apologies. To
Just a
everyone
quick one for the people watching and listening. We are, like, I want to say 200 meters away from the beach.
listening. Yeah.
It's only just behind the trees there behind me. So that's probably shark patrol coming over for the morning.
Yeah. Look,
We're near Stockton Beach. We're on the north side of Stockton
It's
Beach.
not bad at all. But yeah, that
Beautiful
is
spot.
quite noisy. But
Yeah, but like not long ago when I bricked the website because I changed code that I shouldn't have touched.
yeah,
Because I just had the shits. I'm going through Google. I'm like, I want to like what I want to change is not changing.
Yeah.
And I was just getting the shits. And then I went into one of the liquids that I shouldn't have gone into.
yeah,
And changed it. There he is over there. Fucking hell. Yeah, and it says I didn't notice it at the top at the screen, and it comes up. They like something to do with it can't.
it's
be,
like an error code, right?
Yeah.
Like if you change this, it could.
like it can't be reverted. It
Yeah.
tells you it can't be reverted.
Yeah.
Like unless I had copied pasted the code so I could put it back.
Exactly.
You know, I could always put it back to what it was, but if I fucked it up, I couldn't just hit back on the web page. Like I couldn't do it. Like it just won't let you do it. Every other folder, every other asset, everything you can revert back to a date, a time.
It's like it's the main function.
It's just that rolling. It's just that rolling liquid for the
yeah,
actual
it's
theme
the function
itself.
code.
Yeah. So when I changed it, and then I went to the website, and literally 3/4 of the home page was missing, I was just like, that was not the right thing
Oh,
to
shit.
touch. I went back and then seen the fine print, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah. So that's why
That's why people like you exist. So people like me should be
It's-
paying you
it's
to make a website.
It's as simple as though, like, it's not probably simple for a lot of people, but we build on staging environments. We do any development work on staging environments. So if we've got a client come to us and they're like, hey, I like my website, I just need to update this.
Yep.
We'll actually take a snapshot of it, download all the files,
Yep.
put it on our server as a staging environment. So
Okay.
you're not dealing with the live kind of
With the rolling code.
with the rolling code. Yeah. So if we make mistakes, it's not, open to the public sort
That's
of thing.
right.
So that's the same with any build we do.
Yep.
Any build we do will have like a build site, I guess.
Definitely.
So
So then once that's done, you can just hit.
we
Make it live, and then it's good to go. You're not
we'll
chopping and changing.
go
as it
through the
goes.
migration process of
Yep.
downloading and uploading files and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
So, I think there's a lot of agencies out there, cheaper agencies, I guess,
Yeah.
that will just jump into your code straight away and
Yep.
and not even think about that.
Yep.
And I think it's super important to protect the client's brand, that you're
Definitely.
not dealing with that kind of stuff.
Yep. And that can create potential problems as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like some of our clients, I think one of our clients was hitting like 8,000 views a month
Wow.
the other day, like a couple of months ago.
That'd
And
be nice.
Yeah, they're an established brand,
Yep.
but it was sort of like, I'm not going to jump onto that live site.
Yeah, and try and alter anything. No
Even
way.
my developers that have developed for years.
Yep.
It's just a precautionary thing. You're not going
Definitely.
to jump in and potentially ruin their brand
That's right.
just to change a couple things. Like,
And that's all it takes. If you're on there playing with a page and someone's trying to view that page and all of a sudden something moves or something's missing or changed, they're going to be like, what's going on here?
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
what happens if, say, a clothing brand like your own,
Yep.
someone comes onto your site and goes, oh, I might not buy that until next week.
Yep.
And then they come back and the
And it's
site's
not there.
completely different or it's broken.
That's right.
You've lost a sale. So
That's
it's
right.
sort of, it's super important, man.
And for the smaller brands, it's hard.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you need to capture every
Yeah,
dollar you can get.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
it's sort of, that stuff rubs me up the wrong way, I think,
Yep.
when agencies do that. So.
Yep. Don't look at my site next week. It'll be different.
That's all right. Like, our site has
Yep.
chopped and changed multiple times. Like,
Yep.
it's just, I've changed our branding like 3 times since
Yeah, wow.
starting. So, I think we're pretty sold on what we've got now.
Yep.
And with that comes, a whole website rebuild.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It's a lot of work to go into that.
yeah, so we're actually, funny enough, we're actually rebuilding our site at the minute. So it's sort of, it's forever evolving and getting
Just
better.
non-stop. That ball's just constantly rolling.
Yeah, it's sort of like when you build websites, you kind of neglect your own website a little
Yeah.
bit. So it's sort of, I took that upon myself over the Christmas break to, I spent my
Clean it
Christmas
up.
break building our website. So
Yeah,
it's
wow.
sort of, it comes back to that first
need a
kind of
holiday.
question. Yeah,
You need a holiday, Trent.
Well, I took a week off last week and I ended up working still. So, as I said, like, as long as you've got your laptop, it's so hard to disconnect.
to not
Yeah.
touch it. That's right.
Yeah. So actually, I just got back from Victoria, literally 10 o'clock last night.
Yep.
Did a signage job on the way through Sydney.
Yeah, right.
And yeah.
Thanks for coming back early, Trent.
No, that's all right.
Appreciate it.
All good. So
We could have done it tomorrow.
Should have probably.
The weather
would've been
probably would have been
but
better.
It's all right. It's all good.
It hasn't been so. Oh, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say it
We
because
just
it'll
roll with
probably
the punches,
change.
man. Roll with the punches.
It'll probably change. All right. So that is well, that's question 2. It is.
Did I answer that all right?
Yeah. No, that's fine. It's super important to be challenged
100%.
and to have those clients that do push you.
Yeah.
So whether you let them know it's a challenge for you or not is a different story.
You never let the client know, right?
Never.
Like, it's sort of
You just deliver and
that's
and
it,
roll
man.
on.
Like, if there's a deadline and there's a feature that I've never built before,
Yep.
it takes priority, man. Like,
Definitely.
it's the first thing I build.
Yep.
And it's like
Definitely.
any project. If you got a deadline, as a business owner, you're staying up until 3 a.m. to get
100%.
it done, man.
100%.
Like, a lot of people don't understand that too.
That's right. Well, yeah. A lot of people don't understand a lot of things. We could talk about that all day.
It's a whole different topic.
Yeah. Okay, question number 3 for you. Can you share any advice on business to people or anyone looking to start a business? So what are a couple of key points that you would want to get across to someone? So if I just come up to you, any random, just come up to you and just be like, hey, look, I'm looking at starting a business. What direction would you point me? You know what I mean?
Okay. First things first, you need to be passionate about what you do, right?
100%.
Everyone says it. Every
Not everyone says that first, though.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Successful business owners would say it first, I think.
Yep.
It's, there's so many people jumping online, starting online businesses.
Yeah, with all this drop shipping stuff going on.
Drop shipping and stuff, and it's like, you're not really passionate about it.
No.
Like, push comes to shove, if you need to complete an order at 11 p.m, you're not going to do it because you're not passionate.
You're going to go to sleep and do it tomorrow.
Exactly.
And then that order's not going to be there.
It's going to keep getting pushed back.
That's
so
right.
I think passion is massive.
Passion first. Definitely.
I'm passionate about our job, probably not because I like coding websites, because it's not great.
It can test you at times.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm passionate about the lifestyle it gives me. I'm passionate about being able to work from wherever.
Definitely.
And meeting, a bunch of different people.
Yep.
So
just the life it allows you to lead.
Yeah.
Whilst also doing something you are passionate about.
Yeah, exactly. I'm super close with some of my clients.
Yep.
And they
best way to be.
Yeah, they become friends and long-term friends as well.
Definitely.
Because it's sort of, my first customer I had in 2017 in Penrith Solar Centre.
Yep.
I still service Jake at
nice.
Penrith Solar Centre now. Like
Nice.
we don't speak every day, but it's
when you do,
it's there, man, and we
there.
get it done when he needs it. So,
perfect. That's cool. I've been following them for a while now too, actually.
Yeah, he's
couple of
killing
years
it.
now.
He's doing a really good job, and he's passionate as well.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen any of his videos for a while, but I used to see some videos and stuff pop up on Facebook of him talking and stuff, and I'm just like, fuck.
Dude's one of the most passionate people
Yeah.
I know. For him to
That's
go
cool.
over to the Tesla Center and invest his own money and time into that, it's a massive thing. So,
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, passion is definitely the first thing for me.
Yep.
Second thing is just make sure you're ready.
Yeah.
Like, I probably
Be committed.
I was ready because I was around it. I seen the pressure that my mum and family had been through with the business.
Yep.
And
You can see what's involved.
Exactly. I was kind of ready. I went to business college when I left school as well.
Okay.
So as part of that driving forklifts, I was studying advanced diploma in marketing.
Yeah, okay.
And all through that, man, like not once in business college was it brought up, like, be ready.
Yeah.
Like nobody teaches it. Teaches you
No
that.
one.
But yeah, it's a mental and physical grind every
100%.
day.
That
So-
doesn't stop.
No, it never stops.
So I'm sure you're the same. Even when I'm driving the truck all day, like I can do that like a robot.
Exactly.
It's driving.
Yeah.
You can drive.
Yeah.
But then it's all day thinking about how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Where am I going to find the time to sit on the computer for 4 hours and edit tonight? Like,
Oh shit.
how am I going to edit tonight when I've got these 50 other things I've got to do? Like, it just
Exactly.
doesn't stop.
Let me pay this invoice. Oh shit, my bass is due.
Yep.
Like
That's
all
right.
these little things. That's
Doesn't
another one,
stop.
man. Have a good accountant.
Yes,
Like that's
definitely.
stay on top of your taxes because
Yep.
your taxes will bite you.
Yep. Good accountant, financial advisor,
Yeah.
and just
Which is
be
something
on
that
top of it.
I've probably only fallen into the last year.
Yep.
If I want to be open about it. Like I've only probably recently just got a really good accountant and advisor, and it's night and day.
The difference it makes, hey?
It's night and day.
Yeah.
I can literally just say, dude, pay my taxes. Like,
Yep.
Sort it
done.
out.
Yeah, get it done.
It's
Get it
one
done.
less thing you need to worry about,
Exactly.
but it's money well spent. So,
It's the best way to be.
yeah,
Best way to get it done is to just have those professionals in place.
definitely. Like, I can wrap cars.
Yep.
I didn't wrap my van.
Yep.
Like, I sent that straight to Killer.
Yeah,
'cause
straight to
I
Joel.
was- I was
Get
like,
the master himself to do it.
exactly, yeah. I was like, man, I don't have the time. My time is better spent somewhere else.
I was watching where did I see it? I think I seen it on TikTok, but it was Troy Candy,
Yeah.
Eye Candy Motorsport.
Eye Candy, yeah.
Yeah. It was just a little snippet of him. I can't remember the fella he mentioned, but he was saying that he had like sign rod, like vehicle wrappers, like washing the cars, pulling the cars, dismantling, doing the wrapping, putting it all together. I can't remember who it was that he told him, he's like, what are you doing? Like, you need to set up a process. Have car washers wash the car. He's like, you've got like top of the game guys
It's different pay levels as well.
doing the whole job, you know what I mean? He's like, get
Yeah.
someone to wash the car, get panel beaters or whatever to dismantle it, because that's what they do, that's what they're good at. He goes, and then the production was off the chart because the wrappers are just wrapping all day.
That's it, man.
They're not spending their
honing in
time with the odds and ends in between.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just wrapping.
Yeah,
and I was
they're-
just like, that's process.
Exactly.
So those processes themselves are equally as important to have in place as anything else.
Yeah, 2020 was a big year for us for that.
Mhm.
We got a lot of like process in place.
Putting the right
and
processes
just,
in place.
It streamlines the whole
Yep.
build. I
Yep.
mean, we were using Google Docs and sending clients this, that, everything. They
Yep.
were uploading images. Now we have a software program where it's just we literally send them. It's like questions, man, and
Mm-hmm.
they answer their questions, upload photos where they need to be. Like
Yep.
it's just little things like that. You don't realize
It
how much.
just makes the process easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, wow.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't agree more with that.
It's process.
Mm.
Passion. Let's call it motivation. Be ready.
Readiness.
Yeah. That keenness you want
Yeah.
when you have someone new start working for you. You want them to show up, and you want them to be in it.
Exactly.
You don't want to show up and be like, fuck, another day at work. Like, you may as well throw in it. Like, you're not going to get far if you're dreading it.
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
Exactly.
you got to love it. Because, like you say, you go home and you'll do 10 hours at night. Because there's some mornings I'm still on the computer at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's like the wife will come in and tap me on the shoulder, because I've usually got headphones on editing,
Yeah.
listening to music or whatever, and she'll just come tap me on the shoulder and she's just like, you need to come to bed.
Yeah.
Like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then I've got
you're
to get up at
banging
4
on
o'clock.
keys on the
yeah,
keyboard.
and I've got to get up at 4 o'clock to go to work.
Yeah.
There's been times she's come in and woke me up and I'm just asleep in the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a grind. You have to, like everyone says, the grind.
yeah.
It's a thing, man. It's a
I'm
thing.
doing it. I'm doing it now, so I can eventually not drive a truck, and I can do this every day.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I can do this during the week.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking.
So you're not leaving Sydney at 3:30 in the morning.
Well, I don't mind, because that in itself is part of the adventure.
Yeah.
Like, we've got the van, it's set up to camp, and
Yeah.
we enjoy going to do it. So for me, I know I drive all week, and I probably shouldn't drive everywhere on the weekends anyway.
Yeah.
You get over it a little bit, but it's part of the adventure,
It's the
because
adventure, yeah.
I'm going to meet a bunch of new people. Fella I'm doing the podcast with next week, I'm going to meet him after
Yeah, cool.
this later
So
this
he's
afternoon.
from up here as well.
He's from Port Macquarie,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
but he's over at Heather Bray
Yeah, nice.
today. So, which whoever's watching this, it doesn't matter, because this will be next week anyway. So,
yeah.
but he's over there, so we're going to go say hello. That just makes the whole process, I wouldn't say easier, but at least we've said hello. When I get up there next week, we can just sit down and we can get to it, you know.
That's it, man.
That-
Straight into it.
Breaking the ice, I guess, just makes the process easier. Well,
Yeah.
I've found it makes it easier.
Yep.
We've talked a bunch on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
If this was I don't think it would be too different if it was a genuine, hey, let's meet up and do a podcast, and then just show up on the day and it's just like, hi, I'm Aaron. Hi,
Yeah,
I'm
you
Trent.
need to
Like,
dabble in the background of the business a bit.
definitely. So you get that bit of insight to who you're talking to. So
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, then go and meet up with another fella at at Beresfield.
Yep.
I won't say the suburb, I'll just say Beresfield. Going to meet up with him out there. I've just done a giveaway with some shirts and some hats with him,
Yep.
which was announced yesterday. So
Yeah,
I'm going to go meet up with him, say hello. He's got a stupid crazy patrol, so go have a look at that.
Yeah, nice.
Might have a beer or two with him, and then we're off to the beach to go camping,
How good.
you know. So like,
Hopefully it doesn't rain on you tonight.
yeah, hopefully not, but that's what I mean. Like, Saturday's a day off. Like, been up since 3:30 this morning. Probably won't go to bed till 10 o'clock tonight.
But-
and it's Saturday. Like, it's a full day.
But it comes down to passion, right?
Well, that's exactly right.
like you're passionate about it. It doesn't
100%.
feel like work.
No, it's a holiday.
Exactly.
So that's what I've had a few people say to me. Don't you get tired of going and working on the weekend? I go, I don't work on the weekend,
Yeah,
man. Like,
what's
I
this work on
I
the
get to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, this is having fun.
Yeah.
And it's like we were talking about before, having clients that push you. I know you are not a client of mine as such, but to have people like you that I can talk to and learn from and see
Yeah, definitely.
how everything works, like that's pushing, that's getting out there, because I hate public speaking.
Yeah.
Like, put me in front of 100 people, I'd probably
Me
be
too.
very
Hate
hesitant.
it.
But
Yeah.
to sit down with someone that I've never met before and have a conversation, I'm like, fuck it, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
it's so bizarre.
Yeah, well, it comes down to you're interested in the topic.
That's right.
Um,
And it's what has been great is up until I think it was only a week ago that you told me that you used to work for Joel,
yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
just like, get fucked, like, yeah,
small world, man.
yeah.
Small world.
You probably know Joel better than me because you work for him.
Yeah.
I've only met him. Oh, I've met him. Yeah, met him.
Try sitting
fair
next to him
few
for
times.
8 hours a day.
Yeah, I don't know. An hour and a half on the lounge was enough.
Nah, he's
I
all
think.
right. He goes all right.
No, he's all right.
I learn a
Joel's good
lot
cat.
from Joel.
He's a good bloke.
Yeah.
But he's another dude that's super passionate about what he does.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's workhorse. He's all over it.
Yeah, for sure.
But choosing the people that I do have on the podcast, I wouldn't say that align with what I want to do, but everyone in some weird way or another has met or knows someone that I'm about to do a podcast with, or someone that I've already done one with.
Yeah.
And I have not, like, I don't think I told Joel that I was doing this with you.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mention anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just weird. Everyone knows, not everyone, but everyone has at some point in time met someone that knows this person or knows that person.
Yeah, it's like the small business community, I guess, right? Like,
You want to hear something crazy? Do you know someone called Dan Smith?
yeah, Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs. He sent me a message the other day because he's seen on the thing, he's like, oh, he goes, are you going to do a podcast with him? He goes, I know him from
Yeah, me and Diggs go
however
way
far
back.
ago. He's like, he done this for me and helped me out with the business and this and that. I was just like, fuck me.
Yeah, we were actually talking
Small
about
world.
not that long ago doing a collab
Yeah,
with
nice.
some clothing. So,
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
how good.
But that's another part, like, small world. Like,
Yeah.
Diggs is awesome. I've had Diggs on the podcast. Endless Apparel, go check him out. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
legend of a dude.
He's a good bloke. Been trying to catch up with him just to have a chat, see how we're both going, have a coffee and whatever for a while now. But
Dude, life gets
same
in
as
the
this,
way, man.
just schedules.
Yeah, that's
Conflicting
it.
schedules, and now I'm doing podcasts every week and it gets hard. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, he's top bloke, man.
Good bloke.
For sure.
It's just such a small world. But doing this podcast, like, just puts me in these positions.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, wow, this person knows that person. Like, I won't say that. I won't say that word. I'm like, he's a good cat. So, like, a lot of the people I know, they're all, like, similarly minded
Yeah.
and driven.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's it, man.
You, Diggs, Joel,
yeah.
like, everyone that I've had on the podcast, he just has that passion, has that drive. And
That-
it's about surrounding yourself with those people. So having the opportunity to talk with people like you is just, it's crazy.
That brings me back to that last question, or
Yep.
a couple of things. Advice for people starting a
Yep.
business is, dude, I don't, like, it sounds selfish, but I don't have time for people that don't share the same vision.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Like,
Yep.
you don't realize how much that weighs a person down.
Yep.
Like, if you're striving for something, you're shooting goals,
Yep.
and somebody's in your corner going, why are you doing it this way, or why are you doing it this, like,
Yep.
dude, if you don't like it.
My response to that now is, do you have a podcast?
Exactly.
Do you make videos for YouTube? Do you have a website that you're trying to make work? Like,
Yeah. Surround yourself
oh,
with
why don't you try and do this? It's just like, I got a better idea. Like, not to be an arrogant ass about it, but yeah, I'm just like, I got a better idea. Why don't you go and start a website?
Exactly.
And when it works the way you're telling me how to do it, I will listen to
you.
you.
And it might, man. Like,
It might.
Different people do shit differently.
100%. 100%.
And I'm not ever going to tell somebody not to start a business and chase that.
I push people, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
I get some phone calls, they're like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this. I'm like, quit your job and just go and do it.
Exactly, man.
Like,
Jump in.
how am I going to pay my bills? I don't know. You will figure
Work
that
2
out.
jobs, bro.
That's right. Go work at Macca's and make burgers on the graveyard shift if it means you're going to grind your ass out all day.
Exactly,
like,
man.
You will make it work. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Well, your business that you want to do might not work if that's not what you're willing to do.
Exactly.
So
we had obviously a super big influx of clients at the start of COVID.
Yep.
Obviously,
A lot of people wanting to start businesses and get websites
people
done.
realizing that, oh shit, like I can work from home and earn money.
Yep.
So it's sort of like it got the cogs turning a lot
Mhm.
with a lot of people that haven't ever thought about it before. And dude, some of those clients have lasted 3 months.
Yeah,
Like-
and that's it, done.
Like, and it just happens. Like, if you're not in it and you're not around the right people, then you're 3 steps behind already.
But you also, what I've found, even now, just from doing the podcast and exactly what we're talking about now, you need those, I wouldn't say you need those people, but you need the right people. Because if you got a bunch of friends and you're like, hey, I got this business idea, and they're like, oh yeah, that sounds mad, go do it. But none of them are really involved with business or run a business. It's just, yeah, I'm not trying to take shots at anyone, but it's like, how can you listen to someone, you know what I mean? If I had a truck driver at work that's only ever driven trucks all his life, like, try to tell me how to build and code a website, I'd just be like, but like if I wanted to start a business doing that, and they're like, oh yeah, that's easy, bro, you know how to do it, go do it. It's just like, this guy's like leading me up the garden path here. Like,
Exactly,
I'm going under. So
sometimes you need a reality check, right? Like,
definitely. But ask people. Like, I'm sure if some random asked me, hey man, I want to start this or something, I'll be like, oh, I know a guy that builds websites. Flick him a message. He might be able to give you some advice.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
so important as a small business owner to network as well.
Yes.
I mean, unfortunately for me, my job relies on me sitting in front of a computer, so it's a bit hard to get out and, you know, door knock and
actually,
meet people.
yeah,
But
shake hands with people.
dude, a Zoom meeting's just as good, right?
Definitely.
Like, we've done full projects over Zoom.
Yep.
Never met the client in real life ever.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's just.
But it works.
It works, man. Like, ask questions if you need to.
Definitely.
Like, I've got a developer in the States, pretty high up developer, not working for me, like runs his own agency.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get stuck, man, he's the first person I turn to.
Yep.
And it's just like, yo,
Hey,
help me out.
I'm having a problem with this. What do I do?
You know, I'll pay for your knowledge. I don't
Yep.
like. I'm happy to do that
Yeah,
because it's
definitely.
going to benefit.
Definitely.
But
If
yeah,
it's going to help you.
there's no point sitting there for hours trying to
Struggling.
figure it out
That's right.
when you can simply just ask the question.
Okay. He literally could have just stopped to say hello.
Yeah, the great outdoors.
Didn't have to do a drive-by. I watched him drive in and look at us. And that's what I was thinking, where's this guy going?
Yeah. Probably doesn't get it.
Who knows? I told you this when we started. I'm like, there's going to be someone walk past or drive
Yeah, the
past or
locals,
something.
man.
They got to have a look.
We're hot topic in Annabelle right
And
now.
that's cool. I don't mind.
Yeah, come by.
Come say hello when we stop recording, please.
Yeah, come ask me for a website.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, definitely. I got a bunch of stickers in the car.
That's it, man.
Put one on the bull bar. But it's yeah, knowing like that, I guess, knowing when you need help and asking for help,
Yeah.
because there's no point, that struggle
You're,
will itself eventually lead to burnout, because
Yeah.
you're just gonna be just grinding until like, fuck, why can't I figure this out, why can't I
You're-
do this? Just ask questions.
Sometimes you got to wind down the ego, man, and
Yeah,
just step
100%.
aside and be like, show me
100%.
the ropes. But,
I commented on a Full Drive page the other day. They put up a post about what advice would you give to a beginner that has just got their first full drive.
yeah.
I commented on it, a good set of tyres and don't let the ego drive.
Yeah.
But that's exactly that.
Same thing,
Just
man.
put the ego in the back seat
Yeah.
and don't be scared. Like, yeah. That's
Dude,
the biggest thing I found with starting to do this I wouldn't say people look down on you, but you got to, when you ask for help, people are like, oh, what do you need help for? Just figure it out. It's just like, I've never done this before. Like, I don't know anything about it. I need to ask for help. Oh, but they're going to think this. I'm like, I don't fucking care what they think of me. If they don't like it, I'll go talk to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes on and on and on. It's not just like at the start. So
That's right.
I related a lot back to...
The problems and the ego get bigger as you go, if anything.
Exactly, and the risk gets higher. And
That's right.
I relate it back to motocross. Like, I have a bit of a motocross background. It was
Nice.
never good, but
you still...
had a dig
Thrash
at it,
and have
right?
fun,
And, I was riding since I was 4.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But the last couple of years, I've met some really great people, and I've got some really good close mates.
Yep.
That were like national level riders. So it's sort of, I would hang around them just because I learned so much more.
Definitely.
You know,
Just from being in the conversation,
Exactly.
you learn. Yeah.
like I go to the track, and if I'm riding without these dudes, I'm already 10 seconds slower.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's
Yep.
you got to surround yourself with the right people.
Definitely.
For sure.
They'll give you that push, and you're not even aware of it. But yeah, that you get that ego. It's just like, I need to keep up with these guys.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to push.
Yeah.
But that's when you start to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what helps.
Exactly.
That wind is starting to pick up now. Hey.
Do you want me to hold this?
I
For
can't.
anyone who doesn't know, it's very overcast.
Yeah,
right
it's. I don't think it's gonna rain though.
Nah, we should be good. It's just windy and cold.
Let's go to question number 4.
Yep.
Jump into question number 4 with this, with the windy intermission there.
Shoot it.
If you could change anything about your industry, what would it be?
Ooh.
I think this is a curveball because I don't think this was in what.
This was a curveball.
I don't think this is what I sent you.
Dude, if I could change anything, it's not so much the industry, it's the perception of our work.
Okay.
A lot of people think because of the Wixes and the Squares and stuff like that, you can slap a website together.
It's easy.
And it's free. You know,
Yep.
like if I've had so many customers come to me, or potential customers,
Yep.
that don't appreciate the value in it.
Yep.
So they'll come to me and go, "Oh, but I can build the same thing on Wix." I was like, "Well, go do that, man." Like,
Yep.
if you want a professionally built website,
It's going to cost you
It's
money,
gonna cost
and
you
it's
money.
going to take X amount of time.
exactly,
Yep.
but it's going to get results.
Definitely.
Another thing, probably a second thing, is once again perception. So it's one of those industries a lot of people don't know a lot about. Obviously, it's a pretty specific thing, but we're developing websites. We're
Yep.
not ranking you on Google.
That's right. You're not doing SEO for everyone.
Exactly. SEO is a whole different thing, and people don't.
It is like
sometimes
literally.
don't realize that. So,
It's like another part
100%.
of the process that you don't do.
SEO is not website. Like
Yep.
it is. It's content and the structure of a website. And when we build a website, it is
It's
developed for that intention.
You've taken it into account, definitely.
But SEO has. Do you have a Google My Business listing?
Yep.
Do you have reviews on Google? Do
Yep.
you have,
There's so much
backlinks?
other,
There's so many other things, man. So
like taking your car to the mechanic for an oil change and asking them to paint it while it's there.
exactly,
It's just
it's exactly the same.
Two completely different things.
And
Yep.
SEO is probably going to cost you more than the build
Definitely.
itself.
Definitely.
Because there is so much
Yep.
involved. So that's something that we are dabbling in,
Okay.
SEO. But it's
Doing that in the back end of things.
yeah, I'm currently searching for an SEO specialist
Okay.
to put on. But it's a whole different industry, man. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
So
It's just a whole completely different part.
yeah, I just need that there because I feel like I'm losing clients because we don't have it.
You
there.
don't offer, or you can't
I,
do that to the
I
level that
currently
they want.
outsource it, so
Yeah.
we'll build a website and then somebody else will take over the management of it all. But
Yep.
if I can keep that in house, even better.
It's even better. One-stop shop.
But yeah, they're probably the two main things in my industry.
Okay.
And to try and get rid of the $300 websites because it's just
Yeah, it's
killing us, man.
yeah,
But
definitely.
I've got, a client's good when they don't balk at the price, right?
Yep.
They appreciate your time.
Yep.
They appreciate your skills, your knowledge.
You give them a quote and they go, "Is that all?"
Exactly.
That's usually a good sign because
Yeah.
they know what a website is going to cost them.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
they know what's involved.
The price they're expecting is relative to the job.
Yeah.
And then when you give them a price and they're like, oh, fuck yeah, here's the money. And you're like, beautiful.
I had a client come to me like 6 months ago, and they're like, "Oh, isn't building a website just like building a MySpace page back in the day?" I was like, "It's sort of similar, but not."
It's like, dude, you need to get out of 2005
Exactly,
and
man.
bring yourself to the now.
That's probably actually where I learnt to code,
Yep.
which a lot of people did, but yeah, it's completely different, man. And
It's
we're
just
building
a
it for a
different
different
ballgame.
purpose.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean,
You're at the end of the day, the sites, like what you're developing for your clients, is essentially their livelihood. Especially if it's e-commerce and they're like their income is reliant on that traffic and that website.
yeah, not even just e-commerce, man. Like services companies need a website, man. Like,
Definitely.
if you don't have a website nowadays with a request a quote form or like a contact form,
Yep.
you might as well
Might as well not have it.
just not have a business.
Definitely.
Because it's just, you're losing out. Like,
Yep.
you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep.
If you have an opportunity to capture someone's information and get back to them as soon as possible, you're already 10 steps ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So that's what I'm still trying to figure out how to do.
Yeah.
So I got plenty of people like that do subscribe to the newsletter alert that I've got on my website. Not that I do too many newsletters because I'm too busy doing everything else.
Yeah.
And then especially with the clothing side of things, not a lot has been happening recently because of the podcast and everything else.
Yeah.
And then money becomes a factor as well. We've got a lot of other things going on.
Yeah.
So to get a quote for a couple of grand to get shirts and hoodies and stuff made, and it's just like, if I do that, then
You got to weigh up your priorities.
exactly. So that's why. And then recently, I was just like, I got a quote, and I am going to fulfill the actual quantity of the quote, but I was just like, just give me 25, so I can see what's going to happen, because I'm not spending that much money to have them sit on the shelf for 6 months, and I've already sold. I sold over 3/4 of them, so that has already paid for what I brought and what the next order is going to be. So already there.
I just placed an order actually joint with Jolet Killer and another one of my mates from Evolution Epoxy.
Yep.
We're getting 940 A-frame hats and like fully customized and whatnot. But
Yep.
the guys in China were like, "You got to order 500." I was like, no.
Can we just do samples for now, please?
I got a sample. I'm not wearing it now, but I actually gave it to my little sister. But
Nice.
yeah, I got a sample, dude, and I paid like $300 US for it.
Fuck.
But you got to do it.
You got to do it.
You got to make sure it's right.
Yeah, 100%. You got to do it.
And it's the most expensive hat I'll ever wear. But
Yeah.
if it means that everyone's going to get good quality from it, then I'm
Definitely.
happy to do that.
Definitely. I wanted to, I'm still in the process of sorting out some stuff for winter. I don't want to say too much about that now, but it's the same thing. Like, to buy one is going to cost, like, to get that sample is costing
It's crazy.
more than what, like, I don't know.
It's sort of like, you either
kind of defeats the purpose in a way.
your sample could cost $220, but
Yep.
the order is $300. It's like,
That's right.
what I do.
That's right.
But if I order 300, if I order the full order and they're wrong,
Yep.
then
How much money have you just wasted?
exactly.
That's
So,
right. And then what are you going to do with the stock? Like, it's no good.
You might as well burn it because like, if you can't sell it, what's it worth?
100%. So that's why I went down that track, because usually I've done a pre-order,
Yeah.
and it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes you sell everything, and then other times I had 78 messages the last time I done a pre-order.
Yeah.
I only had 50 shirts, done a pre-order, had 78 messages. So I don't know how I was going to work that, because I'd only ordered 50 shirts.
Yeah.
I could have changed it, but then obviously price goes, like, there's
it
so many
makes it
more
messy.
variables after the fact. So
Yeah.
I was just like, I'll just get the 50 and then I'll just have to figure it out. I paid for them, like out of my pocket, paid for them, got them, let everyone know, put them up on the website, didn't sell a shirt. Didn't sell one shirt.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, I put a bunch of, I probably shouldn't have, I probably lost a few friends on Facebook over it, which is whatever. But I put a few posts up saying, yeah, thanks for your support, everyone. I'll buy a shirt off you. And then I'm like, get shirts in stock, crickets. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, thanks, guys. Thanks for your support.
I've actually been lucky in that sense. Like, I've had a pretty good support network in my friends and family and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Well, the people that count
The
buy stuff
people
and
that-
they don't want a discount. I'm just like, oh, I'll give it to you. Just punch this code in, whatever. I'll give you free shipping, whatever. They're like, no, I'll just pay full freight.
Exactly.
I'll give you the money, man. Like,
Exactly.
you need it.
If they're
So-
people worth having around, they'll realize that and pay
Definitely.
it. Dude, I made an order of 120 hoodies last round. I've got maybe 6 left,
Yeah, right.
and it was just like, it's just friends of friends of friends, and
Yep. Definitely.
so much. Like,
Definitely.
it goes so much further than a lot of people think.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd have mates come to me and be like, oh bro, I have 6 hoodies, I'll grab one for me, one for missus, and,
Yeah,
and for
nice.
the kids. Like,
Nice.
so
But that's what you want. That's
what
what's
you want.
Good.
They're people around that you want, man.
Definitely.
They're people that support you and
100%.
and envision your goals.
100%. Well, they can see. I
Yeah.
see the people that are, like, especially my friends and my friends and family and their friends that support me and what I'm doing. It's like they can see. They're like, this. Like, it's like, this guy's gonna make this work. You
They
know
see
what I mean?
the work you put in.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's like, he's doing the work, and like, he said he's gonna do this, he's done it. He said he's gonna do this, he's done it. Like, so on and so on.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of I've had a
Sounded
couple.
like it was behind me.
It's like,
I thought,
where is
I'm
that
like,
coming
where's this
from?
guy coming out of the trees?
I've had a couple of clients that have been pretty difficult,
Yep,
and they just don't realize the work that goes in.
that goes into
Like,
it.
I've had people. I'm not gonna say any names, but some people will know who I'm talking
They'll
about.
probably know. Yeah.
Dude, when I had a motocross bike and I was living in Sydney, I would work all weekend and ride on a Tuesday.
Yeah, right.
And then I'd have like people going, "Why isn't he working on Tuesday? Like, get
No
my
one
job
sees
done."
you working all weekend though.
Exactly.
Yep,
No one sees the after hours push you put in, man.
100%.
And it's sometimes important to just take that day off and
100%.
and reset. So,
Yep.
yeah, people know I'm talking about with that, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a different story.
A few guilty consciences out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's mad.
Next
We
question.
we need to. That's it. I got no more questions.
No more.
That's it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm just ready to shoot
Only I
flames.
know you're ready. Oh, okay. Let's flip the script. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh. Okay.
We've got 15 minutes. Maybe. Maybe 15 minutes.
What's the end goal? What's the 5-year plan for BEYPER?
The 5-year plan for BEYPER, the podcast or the clothing?
Both.
Both. Well, the reason I started the podcast was to learn more about business,
Yep.
because what I wanted to know, people would not tell me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, okay, why don't I just go and talk to business owners?
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I can't just walk into a shop front and go, hey, you want to sit down with me for an hour and talk about business and tell me what your life's like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, and then I consume a lot of podcasts during the day because I'm in the truck for 12 hours, so plenty of time to just listen and plan.
Yeah.
But that planning doesn't mean shit unless you take action. So I was just like, I need to get a microphone, I need a camera,
Mhm.
I need to start talking to people, and funnily enough, it was only 12 months ago I done the first episode of the podcast. So after a couple of episodes, it was just like, okay, there's something here, you know what I mean? It's like the initial vision was to be fucking not Joe Rogan, obviously only Joe can be Joe, but to get like some kind of platform where if one person watches this podcast and goes, fuck yeah, that sounds easy,
Yeah.
and then decides to register a business name, quit their fucking construction job they hate going to every day, and be happy, like have a good life, make those choices to live the life they want to live, not just go and work their fucking guts out
That's it, man.
to go get hammered on the weekend because they're sick of fucking work.
Life is way too short to
Way
be
too short,
working
man.
a job that you hate.
Way too short.
Like,
But then the clothing side of things, I want to ultimately, I wouldn't say I want to be, but I want to ultimately be in the circle of like billabongs, jet pilots, hurleys, surfers, wakeboarders, snowboarders, motocross, like
in that action sport realm sort of thing.
yeah, like just anything,
Yep.
anything at all. Like I like riding dirt bikes.
Yep.
I like cars. I like racing. I like drifting.
Why not align?
I've got a BMX bike in the garage. I don't ride too often now, but if I had the time to go to the skate park. Fun fact, when I drove past here before, in those trees right behind me there is a ridiculous set of dirt jumps.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, I should have brought the bike.
Wheel the pushy out.
But
It's in the van.
You'll see when we leave here, and you'll see them there. It's a pretty serious set of jumps through there. I was just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But like for people that do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be mad to get into some protective stuff as well.
yeah,
Like some gloves, some elbow pads, knee pads. I don't know too much about helmets.
Yeah.
But then the snow stuff, maybe not snow pants and jackets, because a lot of those big names in the industry are like they've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But even like the billabongs, the hurleys, the jet pilots, they've been around for a long fucking time. They haven't been around for 5 or 10 years.
No way.
They've been around for a long time.
It takes time to build, man.
Exactly. So I'm happy to do this for 30 years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It means I get to have fun.
Yeah.
So the end goal to ultimately to answer your question, the end goal for the clothing company is to be, I guess, regarded within the same realm as what those big businesses are.
Yeah.
Just for the fact of doing everything.
Yep.
I don't want to make hoodies just because people are cold and they need to wear a hoodie. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Do a different style of hoodie for people that like this, people that like that, like just branch out.
Yep.
But I can't just go and buy 100 grand's worth of stuff and hope it sells. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it doesn't work like
I
that.
I tried that for 3 years. For 3 years, well, this is the 5th year. It's starting to rain now,
Here
guys.
it comes.
5 years I've been doing it.
Yeah.
And the first 3 years I was just trying to do that. Just trying to buy stuff, sell it, buy stuff, sell it.
Yeah.
Wondering why I couldn't sell it. But now with the podcast, there's a reach. It's creating some kind of culture.
Yeah.
And the reach is there. People relate and resonate to people like you that have been out. You're out starting your business. You're out doing your thing. So it's just doing what we are passionate about, having fun along the way, and trying to build like an empire, basically.
Yeah.
Trying to build an empire, and that's it.
Yeah, sweet. Happy day.
That's the plan.
It's a good
Build
goal.
a legacy, I should say, not an
Legacy.
empire.
Yeah.
Something
That's
I can
it.
leave behind,
Yeah, exactly. Something
and
your
that
kids
makes
can
an
run.
impact.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to stop
Alright.
this, eh?
Yeah.
It's
but-
starting to rain.
We're getting wet here.
Yep,
Before we go,
go.
so we've just ran some shirts.
Yes.
So if anyone wants to jump on and take a look at those,
It will be in the link.
in the link.
The link will be in the description below. I'll
Yep.
put a link to your website. I'll put a separate link for shirts,
We've got
everything.
We've got a page built now for BEYPER
Oh,
for
sweet.
a 15% discount. So,
Yeah, right.
So
Fuck
anybody
yeah.
that comes through the podcast and
Definitely.
and fills out that contact form, then
Definitely.
15% off straight away.
Fuck yeah, that's mad. That's what, yeah, I got plans for that. Not with you, obviously. But that's mad. I like that. I'm definitely going to talk to you about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all the information for Trent and his business will be below in the description, so you can check that out there. All my stuff's there, but no one looks at my stuff. I shouldn't put it there because it's not about me. I just put it there and whatever.
That's all good.
It's all about you. So yeah, everything's going to be below. This has been super awesome. Can catch up again at another date.
For sure.
Hopefully when I decide to spend some money on a bike, go for a ride.
100%.
That'll be cool. But yeah, we're getting wet, so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you very much.
Sweet as. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See you later.
And it would hurt